Welcome to a video from thedigital-lifestyle.com. In this video I'm going to look at this wireless USB MIDI adapter. It was 15 quid off Amazon and I wanted to see whether these cheap ones actually do work. So I've got synths plugged in via USB to my laptop, which I normally use, but I also got some MIDI interfaces as well. I've tried a few different ones over recent years, and you can see those videos on the YouTube channel, some cheap ones as well. So I thought I'd try this wireless one, mainly because I've got some stuff stacked behind me, an old Korg MS2000 and RX5 drum machine, and I've got to run MIDI cables right around the room, so I thought I'd try one of these wireless ones. So like I said, 15 quid. How good can they be? It's rechargeable, so included in the box is the two components I should say. Is the first part is the receiver, so this is goes into your PC, and then the other part are the MIDI DIN ports. So there you can see, so there's a MIDI in and a MIDI out. These actually charge, these are rechargeable. You charge them up via this included, it's like a micro USB cable. So put that into the PC, pair them up with these, plug into the back of the MS2000, and I should have wireless MIDI then, so across the other side of the room. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug them in, see if they work. If they do work, what's the latency and the reliability, and I'll also check out what the USB port there is. I'm guessing that is so that you can run the cable from your USB and charge these up when you're not using them. And of course, how long do they last for as well. The first step is to plug this in, so I'll plug it into my USB. I've got a USB hub here. Okay, so I heard the PC accept that, so that's plugged in, and I'm just gonna, so I've just put it on charge as well, so I'm gonna leave it for charge for say half an hour, and then I'll give it a test. So I've patched them in there, so that out and into the MIDI port, so I've got a through port which is going to one of the devices on there. So now I'm going to go to the door and give that a test. It's all connected up now. It's called USB 1 on there. So if I go over to the MS2000 and I've got it patched up there to the mod wave, you should see the mod wave sound coming through on there. You can see the inputs are showing up on the mixer there. So now I'm controlling the mod wave through MIDI via that wireless one, and of course I can do it the other way around. So I'm going to put the mod wave as the controller, turn the mixer down on the mod wave. So there I can see that. So that's controlling now the MS2000 from the mod wave keyboard, and of course I could use any of my other synths to do that. So rather than running a cable all the way around the room, I've just got that little device plugged in there, and that's controlling it. So that works straight away. From just quick playing, I can't feel any latency. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have a bit of a play with it now and see what the latency looks like, and then I'll continue the video. Okay, so here what I've done now is a bit more of a scientific test, and I've routed some MIDI. So on the MS2000 behind me, I've routed from the Korg mod wave via a MIDI cable, and then I've recorded that audio, and I've done the same test with the wireless device. So at first glance they look, you know, pretty the same. There's the two, that was wired, that was wireless. When you zoom in, you can see a bit of a difference. So you can see here there's a slight latency. It's not much, but there it is visible. I'll play the audio clip now of that with with one on the left, one on the right, the wireless on the left and the wired on the right. So there's not much audio difference, but perhaps if you were working with something more precise timing like a drum machine, then you may have an issue. Of course, what I could do in the door, I could just slide this over a bit and correct that timing lag if I wanted to. But when I was just testing it, I couldn't really hear that, so it wasn't too much of an issue. But just for playing convenience, it makes sense, and yeah, it works pretty good. So it costs $15.98 on Amazon. The manufacturers say you get 48-hour battery life out of this part, which has got the switch on there, and there is a pairing indicator on there. I should mention as well, if you've got a Mac or an iOS device, it actually you don't need the USB part, it just works with the wireless part. I don't think it works on Windows. I did a quick try and it didn't work, but for my needs this is great. So I've plugged this into the PC, and that goes into the device over there, which I don't want to run mini cables around. It would also be great for, as I mentioned, my DX100 up there, Keytar. It's got batteries in, so you could use it as a full wireless rig if you want as well. So it gives you that flexibility without having to run cables anywhere, and you can charge it up with the included micro USB as well. So that's it, $15.98. It does the job. There's a bit of latency, as you can see, but not so much for my needs. It's not going to be an issue with that. So thanks for watching this video. You can find out more on thezislifestyle.com.